Introduced. The House comes order. The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of the Honourable Annette King.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And my questions to the Minister of Social Development. Does she stand by her statement that, quote, this government is working with a number of service providers to make sure that those clients of Relationships Aotearoa are well looked after?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, yes. I understand a meeting has taken place today between the Ministry of Social Development, Relationships Aotearoa, Barnardo's, Family Works, Stand Children's Services and Lifeline to discuss the continuation of counselling services to those clients.
Supplementary question,
Supplementary question, the Honourable
Is she aware Lifeline, which was not deemed good enough by the Ministry of Health to provide a national telehealth line, is now considered good enough by MSD to provide Relationships Aotearoa clients with a service staffed by volunteers, and is that the quality service she promised?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Well, first of all, Mr Speaker, the member is wrong in that my understanding is, and although it's the Minister of Health is handling it, that those negotiations have not been completed. But secondly, the member is correct. There is an 0800 number that MSD has set up urgently with Lifeline. That number is 0800 543 354.
Order.
It would be more helpful if the member took account of the clients who are worried about their services and provided that emergency lifeline that has been made available to them, because Relationships Aotearoa have closed their doors precipitantly.
Supplementary question, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, the Honourable
Why did she say there were 5 organisations MSD and the government were working with to replace services provided by Relationships Aotearoa, when in fact one of them, Stand New Zealand, only heard they were to provide a service on the news this week?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, there are a number of organisations that have offered their services. I provided only the names of organisations that I had been advised were being dealt with by MSD. As I say, there are a number of organisations throughout New Zealand and individuals who have offered to help.
Question, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Annette.
Well, in light of the Minister's confusion around who's providing what, does she believe that the named providers who have no experience in very high-need clients are capable of providing a competent and safe service, as claimed by Mr Edridge yesterday?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, as I said in the answer to my primary question, I am very confident that the work that MSD is doing with a large number of providers around the country will see some of those extremely vulnerable people successfully transitioned and well supported. But the member would be far better not to go scaremongering on radio, as we all work to make sure that those support services are put in place for them.
Supplementary question, Derek Ball.
Sit down, Swearybear.
Thank you, sir. Supplementary to the Minister. How can the Minister guarantee those clients of Relationship Aotearoa will be well looked after when one of the named replacement providers, being Stand Children's Services, are already resource stretched, being able to provide just 17 social workers for around 8,000 students within the schools they provide services to?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Well, Mr Speaker, I am not taking part in the negotiations. They have, as I said, they met today, and the MSD is determined to make sure that all those clients are well supported into their new services. The difficulty we have had is that Relationships Aotearoa have demanded up to $2.4 million extra in order to transition the clients over the next 12 weeks. And that does not address their $1.5 million deficit. Now, that's the difficulty we have, is that when that was refused, they've closed their doors.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Annette King.
Is she aware that among the 500 serious and urgent cases requiring service are 22 suicidal clients, 2 homicidal clients, 25 severe domestic violent victims and offenders, 5 sex offenders, and could she please name the organisations that are capable of handling these very complex cases right now?
The Honourable Anne Tolley, either of those two
Speaker,
supplementary
that is why
questions.
I have been at pains to make sure that we have some emergency capability, and that is what that 0800 number, the Lifeline, is providing immediately for those, so that there is an emergency help for those people that need it. What that member needs to do is to stop playing politics with people's lives and support us as we try and transition those very vulnerable clients.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Annette King.
Why did she claim services could be provided by other organisations when Abuse and Rape Crisis Manawatu and Family Works South Canterbury, to name but just 2 places, have said they are already at maximum capacity and would struggle to provide any extra services?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Well, Mr Speaker, obviously around the country, judging from the offers that have come in from many organisations, there are people that are willing to step up and provide these services. So the member can play politics and scaremonger all she likes. This government is focused on making sure that we have those services available and that they transition those clients and that they're well supported.
Order. Question number 2. Order. Question number 2, Nuk Karako.